Are you here to help find the baby saurians?
And I'm Toba. You must be the helpers that we've been waiting for.
It's nice to meet you, too. Oh, but Uncle Sanka said he was gonna send some of his friends over to help us. You sure he didn't mean you? Yeah, sorry. Whatever this is about, it sounds like you've got the wrong end of the stick. Wrong end of the stick?
Darn it! We've been tricked, Huni. I should have known that
What are we supposed to do about the baby saurians now? It's okay, Huni. Don't worry. Why don't you tell us? There's been a lot of unrest in the tribe lately, and my dad's saurian got injured. Her name's Nana, and she has 3. After what happened to Nana, her babies were so scared that they ran off and... If Nana is your dad's saurian, why is it... My dad's one of the elders, so he's busy getting ready for Turnfire Night. It's a really important ceremony. I didn't think it would take very long, but then that guy we ran into made us tell him loads of stories.
Yeah, he was so selfish.
It's all right. Don't let him get to you. We're here now and we'll help you because we care a lot, don't we? They should be. I already managed to find their tracks, and it seems like they're hiding on the cliff. Really? Wow! Thank you so much.
Awesome. You gotta be careful out on the cliffs, though. They're really steep.
Rooney said the baby saurians are on the cliff, so let's find a way up. Whoa! I can join the but what's that other...
Well, if it isn't the gruesome twosome who wormed their way into our servant circle of friends. Very well. You heathens leave us no choice.
Wait, aren't you like Kinich's sidekick? What the heck are you going on about?
Silence! Who are you calling sidekick? We shall have you know that last time, were it not for Kinich's earnest plea...
Oh, come on. You talk big, but Kinich clearly has you under lock and key.
That's more like it. If you must know, our humble servant begged us to invent...
Abyss incident?
See this little lizard? Its mother, a medium-sized lizard, came under the influence of abyssal power. In her confusion...
Yikes. So how is she doing now?
She was but a lowly bug fighting against the power of the abyss. Such a fragile creature.
Leaping from a cliff?
My dear anemic flying ant, as addled with questions as your head may be, please...
Anemic flying ant? You... Just you...
We sense a faint abyssal energy. An evil sorcerer must be alert.
Suspicious outlanders? Wait, are you mocking...
Ha! How dare you cast aspersions on your ruler, heathen! If you're not here to kiss my feet, then get out of my sight. Potty mouth on that guy! I'm on his furious! Still, good to know about the abyss threat, huh? Wasn't expecting that. Let's not get sidetracked.
Wow, you're back already? That was...
I'm so glad that the babies are all right. Thank you both so much.
You're welcome. Piece of cake!
You're not from Natlan, right? Because your clothes look different than ours. Hey, you must be tired after all that climbing.
Yeah, please come. I promise you'll get a big Scions of the Canopy welcome.
By the sound of it, Glasses guy wasn't from Natlan.
Uh-huh. Well, his clothes sure weren't. You know what? No,
Really? Maybe he was the suspicious outlander that Ahau mentioned.
sure, if you're interested. Oh, let me think. How did the... Oh, please, mister. I've told you so many stories already. What are you...
Just one more story. One more, I swear. Why don't... I heard that there was a huge transparent ball of fire that used to burn 500 years ago.
Oh, you mean Turnfire. That's where the ancient name Malipo comes.
Oh, wow. So it was the origin of an...
Uh-huh. There's a story behind every ancient name. The legend goes that the Turnfire first appeared in the era of the... Turnfire is different from normal fire. If you get set on fire with it, you'll feel horrible burn...
Why? What happens if you...
As soon as you turn around, poof! You get burned.
Well, good golly gee. I mean, it's one thing to...
Right? How nasty is it to burn someone from behind and not even let them
Yes, shocking behavior. Now, let me guess.
Good guess, Uncle Glasses. Seems like you really know your stuff. The
Yupanqui was friends with Ochkon the Tyrant, and also Shibalanke, the first Pyro Arc. He didn't like how Ochkon was such a cruel tyrant. So, he stole the Turnfire, and that's how our ancestors set our people free. But, just as he was about to leave the city,
But Ochkon wasn't there. All he saw was a city burned black.
a split second later, the flames he saw burst out from inside his...
All it took was a single glance. As
The question is, was this the price he paid for...
nobody knows the answer. But the fire that consumed Yupanqui burned more fiercely than and then... the flame dropped into the deathly...
The grown-ups say that it lights up the path that leads to the next life. But for the dead to be reborn, they have to accept... It's like a final look back at your life, where you have to answer for everything.
Ah, a fine parable indeed. So, is it true?
I don't know. I think it's just a story.
Either way, I assume this name has been passed...
Sure has. It went to Burkina, the hero that we celebrate on Turnfire Night.
Yeah, and now it belongs to Kinich. So we often call him Malipo Kinich.
Kinich, huh?
All right, Uncle Glasses, that's enough stories. Now, can you please...
I would, but doesn't the legend of the Turnfire teach us... Tell me more about this Kinich guy. One more story. No? Careful, Toba. You look dangerously close to cursing me out right now.
Uncle, you'd better not be trying to trick us, or the Turnfire will get...
How would it get me if I'm outside of Natlan? Uncle Glasses isn't from here, you know.
Huh?
Wait, is that... All right, kiddos. I'm a man of my word. 2 of my friends are on their way here. Work them like dogs, okay? That's what they're here for.
Really? Well, first, can you...
We met at the foot of this cliff, so...
Seriously?
If you don't believe me, turn around and see for yourselves.
Huh? Where? Oh, wait! Uncle Sanka!
Yeah, definitely a fishy character.
Yeah, and not only that, but he betrayed...
All he got out of us was some stories, though. What's the worst that could happen?
Traveler, maybe we should go tell Kinich about this. Ahau says he...
Huh? You know Kinich?
Not very well, but we
we have met him before, and one time...
Aw, man. I'm so jealous. I never even spoken to him. He's so cool.
Me neither. I don't think my dad really likes him, though. He always tells me to stay away from him. Oh, the creep who calls himself Kahul Ahau? Yeah, we've... Exactly. I don't know why Kinich partnered up with him.
Uh-oh. Huni, look how late it is. We've been out...
Oh, yikes. You're right. Okay, well, this path here leads to our step. If there's anything you need, my dad can help get it for you. Hope to see...
We gotta run. Bye for now.
Right here.
Huni, what were you thinking, going out by yourself?
It's okay. Toba helped me. And we met some kind stranger.
Kind strangers? What made you so sure they were so kind, huh?
Yeah, actually, they...
Don't talk back to me. The Mountain King problem still hasn't been solved. What would I do if I lost you too? No?
They were good people, Dad. Dinner or no dinner. Hello again, Huni. It's Miss Paimon and Mr. Traveler. Dad, it's them. They're the ones who helped me.
Oh, so you're the kind stranger. I'm Trinidad. Apparently, you helped my daughter today, so if there's anything you need... Now, I trust that you're sensible people who know better than...
Yep, just helping a neighbor. We're not looking for anything in return.
Oh? Well,
Dad, please. They're not bad people. They've eaten at the same table with Kinich before. Be nice.
Kinich! Wait! I heard that two mysterious travelers from afar showed up at the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. Are...
And Paimon's the other.
I do apologize. A lot's been going on in our tribe lately, and I suppose the pressure must be getting to me. I can't...
Oh, now we're talking. Seriously, though, don't worry about it. Already forgotten. We're just...
Oh, you just arrived, I take it, and it would be my honor to give you a hero's welcome.
Careful now. That's quite an about-face. We've heard that kind of thing can...
My dear traveler, you are very... Go inside now, Huni. Dad's got some important business to...
Okay. Look after Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon. Well, we'll hear you out, but we can't make any promises that we'll be able to help.
Well, this is a matter of utmost... For many years, our tribe has celebrated the Turnfire Night. It is a traditional ceremony among the scions of the canopy in which we Burkina was a hero who bore the ancient name Malipo, and Kangamato was a powerful Yumkasor warrior. They were victorious, but it came at a great cost. Burkina paid with his life. The mount... Normally, Yumkasors never live longer than a century. It is possible that the Abyssal... Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory, the abyssal power inside him, is highly sensitive. And when it is... So, besides the ceremony, another important part of Turnfire Night each year... However, abyss-related incidents have been on the rise in that... Only 5 months have passed since the last Turnfire Night.
Has he woken up again?
He has. We managed to contain the situation by performing a makeshift ceremony right... Also, he attacked and wounded my companion, Nana, during the ceremony. She became...
We heard. Such a tragedy. We're really...
Yes, and Nana wasn't the first. Anyway, right now we're preparing for an exceptional Turnfire Night ceremony, and we need to find a suitable Of course. Plus, he's a bona fide hero who inherited...
Oh, you mean Kinich?
Yes, he's the one. A hero, worth his weight in gold. And unfortunately for us, an exceptional ceremony? Oh, I'll have to charge an exceptional price. I swear, no other concept exists, and I'm not the one to usually talk about people behind their backs. But I'm convinced the Wayab got hit on the head and took a wrong turn. Oh, and don't get me started on that insufferable Ahau he hangs around with. Thinks he's God's gift to man.
Yeah, Paimon
Anyway, the fact is, the ceremony can just as easily be done without him as long as we can find someone else. And besides, wonderful! I can't thank you enough. Huni was right about you. You have kind. Come with me to the other side of the mountain. I'll bring you up to speed on each step of the ceremony. Let's see.
Achoo! Curses!
Oh, great Kahul Ahau! Bless you!
Shut your filthy mouth, worm of the abyss! Your putrid words defile the air we—
Speaking as a member of the Abyss Order, that's music to my ears.
Ugh! Never have we heard such brazen blustering from someone who is ancient.
Okay, well, that I am at a loss to explain. How do I manage? But I digress. Mr. Kinich, I admit it. You, sir, are a... You see, I'm very interested in the lore of...
Okay.
Is that it? K? Aren't you intrigued to know what it is about you? It's the extreme sports! The other day, I narrowly avoided getting hit by a very brave soul who just leaped off a cliff. Look, I even did a painting inspired by the bravery and freedom of the...
You scum-sucking swine! Ugh, I swear, if you go bungee jumping, it'll be without a rope! Head first off the tallest cliff, with a band of hunters on your tail, and nowhere left to run!
You say that, but I get the sense that Mr. Kinich isn't planning to take my life right now. I've heard that the most important thing in human relationships...
Or you could tell me what it is,
What?
and then I'll name my price.
Right here!
The Abyss contamination is back. No surprises there. See those torches over there? Those are the Sacred Flame offshoots that we requested from the state.
Are you saying that the sacred flame and the turn...
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the...
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up the...
Well, that's one part of it, yes. But the complete ceremony is... First, the flame bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame from the... Then, they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave, where the mount... The most skilled flame bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once.
Wow! You can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground? Well, of course Paimon can. It'd be much harder for...
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of the ceremony. You're allowed to touch the ground. The flame bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar, then come back to it after lighting the next one. To do so would be to...
So, what actually happens if you do turn back?
If you're not careful...
What about today, then? Does the same rule apply?
Oh, no. Don't worry. Today is just a practice. The order doesn't matter. You just need to take the sacred flame, cleanse the filth. Are you ready? I'll repeat all the key points again. Gather the kindling. Cleanse the...
Alright, let's use this kindling to complete our mission. direction. There's abyssal filth over there. Let's burn it away with the sacred flame. Should be all the braziers. Let's regroup with Trinidad.
I knew I was right about you. You have outperformed all of the other previous candidates. If there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers...
Yeah, although it would probably take time.
All right, now there's still a few days left until the ceremony, and
Oh, you mean they've still got to sign off?
Some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kinich, but that's only... Still, I'm the one responsible for
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind, are you sure it's not going to be a problem having Outlanders take...
See that place over there? There was a time, long before the age of Burkina, after a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. Now, it has become a place where our youth... If we fail to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, it might not be long. So, to answer your question,
Fair enough. Desperate times call for desperate...
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before the ceremony, if that's all right. There are...
Okay, see you later then.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this one feels a little different.
Traveler? Paimon?
Kinich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking...
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal.
Oh, the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still his first...
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you.
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire Knight ever?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom?
To his death.
Whoa, are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations like that. I could get you in...
Too blunt? Okay. There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be
But that's ridiculous! He told us the Mountain King is a living symbol...
and that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even... yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to lose her life either.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way? It seems so extreme!
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely, and the damage is irreversible. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, once it's completely purged... In past ceremonies, we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance. To keep him alive, but also keep him asleep.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did say there were some more...
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting with Elder Trinidad? I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions, but we can talk more later. Good. See you soon.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned. Did you
It was, pretty good, yeah.
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deed. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past. We need...
Plus, Kinich doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time. We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification of... It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. I'm sure. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel...
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flamebearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss, and with your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy.
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence. That's all you really need to know. The ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you got to know some... And if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here...
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain... I'll be sticking around for the next few days, so if you have any questions, you know where...
Seems like Kinich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
You're here.
Kinich, Elder Trinidad said that.
I can tell. It's written on your face.
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival.
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for... I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From you, this is our history and our heritage. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. I would never be able to... Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. My honored guests, please give this matter your Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, though I sense that your mind is not yet made up, I'm still comforted by your words.
So, Kinich, earlier you were saying...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air. Kinich, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the flame bearer this time, because it's a double-edged...
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it!
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right! We need to talk about How. He's completely unhinged.
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded. Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a How, he said you two were investigating...
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the Abyss, too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different... So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue living.
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy.
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive, whatever happens.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture and heritage.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about... And he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glory. No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume... Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but... It just feels like using the power of the Abyss. After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place. People are gonna think you've lost your mark.
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the firebreak, the Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved...
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hardly
All I need you to do is keep people away from me. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them. If you help me out, there'll be a gift.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone that way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to... Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King...
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that... And even if it works, what if neither Chief Wyna nor Elder Trinidad are happy with...
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the opposing side. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with an even better...
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. Good luck to us both.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribe's people and take some heat off of Kinich's back.
Hoonie, how can you call the Mountain King a...
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look...
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's a...
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all of us.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick?
Toba, Huni, what's wrong?
Hoonie's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not right.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but...
Toba! Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change. As of today, our friendship is over. There's no going back. Oh, come on. Cut it out, you two. We have some great news to tell. The Traveler is going to be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night. He's going to do a beautiful ceremony.
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at...
Wait, speaking of Kinich...
Oh yeah, good question. We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure to give you...
Oh, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before. I can't...
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All he said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kinich, Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that...
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something, I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire night. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was. Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all. Come on, let's move on. Shockwave! Huh? What's going on over there? Let's take a look. Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn.
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around the tribe these days. I thought
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might even be...
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna be an...
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person. What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh man. It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flame Bearer since I'm not taking part this time around.
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come?
You must be joking. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better-looking guys who dance.
Oh, very impressive. So
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know...
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah, it's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the Canopy knows, I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a...
What's the Saurian Relics Association?
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian...
A how? A how's a relic from an
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those... Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes...
Really? That's a...
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make a contract that doesn't bet. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved in some kind of...
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use it as my entry. But after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. Or... You look like you know your way around a fight.
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right?
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped in.
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep. Of course it is. All right, come with me. I'll show you the way.
Rain makes the soil all muddy and soft, so you've got to be even more careful than usual when you're mining. Right here.
There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago. This...
Great minds think alike.
Time to go. Fallen leaves, adorn my night, one with nature. Ha! Bombs away!
Busted. Here comes the catch.
The wind knows me. Wind strike.
Right here.
Quietly now.
Right here. Let her rip. Yeah.
Into the wind.
Whew. That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense to stick. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? definitely looks like a mural. True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole... It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. So, whatever. We're not here to decipher it. Just... That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago. Right here.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought...
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that. And then...
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Pyro Archon above, you two are super... Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers.
Wait, are you the Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? You already know each other?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out.
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest...
Really? All I want is to get the fruits of my
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book, Yupanqui's Turnfire.
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last ruin, interviewed every On the word Malipo alone, I covered at least 5 different interpretations of...
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk.
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student.
See what I mean, Ponche? Now you've run into these two, you're like...
I don't know if he's still there, but come on, I'll take you.
Follow the wind. Time to go.
Hey! You thieving...
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first. Oh, what's this? Brought a little bodyguard. Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good? Let's chase him down.
Where did these Yupanqui come from?
No! The baby saurians are blocking his path!
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, I can't run. Please, I don't have your stuff anymore. Have mercy.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it then? You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book. All that time lying in wait was for nothing.
Is that really the truth?
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth. May all my worldly possessions be
Okay, that's a pretty strong. What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before we do. We'll never get it back then.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Huitztlan, this holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died of This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always watching the name-bearer. Yupanqui's Turnfire. What an incredible work. Let me see. The author is...
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula will suffer your
Do you truly find no joy at all in perusing such rich
joy? What?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe...
What? You're saying Kinich will die a violent death? When? When will that glorious day arrive? The great
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core.
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula!
You don't need to lecture me about doomsday. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms to heavenly thrones. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the And you, great Kahul Ahau, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. Now, let me take a good look at you. We'll see whether any memories of the...
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript.
Does that mean all of my hard work was for nothing?
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind it are still intact.
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire night is because I hoped that maybe it might help us find... Well, not exactly, but I thought my research...
Oh, really? So what did you find?
I think the key to all of this lies in the...
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power. Symbolic power doesn't count.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case, given that it first arose in the era of the first pirate.
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me when I was a little kid. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff by your age.
I'm not talking about childhood superstition.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss, but there's more to it than that. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo at the cost of his own life. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived long...
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you?
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual. It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then...
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Ponche, but you seem to be getting a little over...
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich. I'd hoped he would be attending the upcoming...
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kinich, what are you doing here?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up. Now a good time?
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but...
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire, and
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go.
spin to win!
Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works, we have our plan come Turnfire.
Sounds like you're not considering Ponche's idea.
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical solution with concrete steps to follow.
Yet. Are you saying you think he might actually be onto something?
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain King. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him, and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe it was just out of Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the moment he took the
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a streak?
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering.
What? Then what should we do? Should we...
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Ending his life would... Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters, and we can't afford to have any more.
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our hearts next time?
Then let's break for the day. You're here.
Oh, so the gruesome twosome come crawl. Very well. The almighty dragon lord Kahula How shall grant you the honor.
Kinich, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out of control as ever!
Hey! No one gets to discipline the almighty dragon lord Kahula.
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a...
Kinich! Ugh! We could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit. Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body. I will commit heinous atrocities, tear down your legacy, destroy...
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business.
With pleasure. You don't need to...
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy. The Rift Towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the Rift for ourselves. You'll find out soon enough. First, let's try this out. They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Target acquired.
Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
You see, Kinich? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. Cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells him out to the abyss in a shocking act of betrayal. Cute.
Huh? Angel?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here?
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, but it looks like you've already met.
Yikes. Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been reading too many
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well then.
Sanka! Aha! So you're the glasses guy! You tricked Huni and Toba and...
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside.
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy?
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I've said before. But my one quibble is that you...
Wait. Of course! You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity! What?
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interest... I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads.
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some...
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, I was hoping this would be That would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire. And this is the... Wait, does that count?
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss?
There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How is a partner to no-
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant.
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really...
The abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kinich! Dispose of him! He is of no...
Traveler?
Hey now, I may be a lowly clerk. I could never beat you in a straight-up fight. But when it comes, do me a favor and remember how fast I disappear.
Darn! He got away again! Couldn't you have stopped?
It's alright. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of people.
If you say so. Still, Paimon's kinda surprised that you...
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it the Abyss Order or anything else, think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that they're all at different stages of ripening. Even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully grown can still be brewed into a fine wine.
Huh. Well, in that specific sense, maybe...
Of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, is a...
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely...
Don't worry, he can't hurt a fly. You could say that.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with a
Such as a How watching me like a ravenous...
Vulture! Vulture! We are the Dragon Supreme!
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night.
Oh, yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making Paimon a little nervous.
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. See you tomorrow.
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear you've done much for our people these last few days. Everyone has nothing but praise. Many young people have heard the rumors, too. They're all eager to meet our...
Well, they won't have to wait for long. We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smoothly.
Well, it's nearly time. So, if you're ready, then follow me to the ceremony. Of course, there's no rush.
Just sharpen my spear.
Are you ready?
Off we go!
Here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days.
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task.
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, no cost is too...
A resolution will come in due course. But every great fire starts as...
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief. But it's been far too long. Look around you. Can't you see how our numbers have dwindled since the last Turnfire night?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and could not make it.
That may be so, but...
Good evening, Traveler and Paimon.
Kinich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the Traveler a few pointers.
Very well. But make it quick. Let me know when...
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of the ceremony with...
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but, Paimon seems to have...
What a surprise! The flying ant has an ant-sized brain.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you... See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn. Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way.
That sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one, then come back to it. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. If that happens, you won't receive the blessing of the turn. I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
So that's our part. What about you?
I'll be with you the whole way, and once you've lit the altar, I'll start summoning the rift. You can leave that side of things to me. Just
Okay. We'll try to remember all that and get it right the first time.
ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just now. Maybe you should say hi before you start. Just tell the chief when you're ready.
How are you doing? Is all... I'm counting on you. Don't forget what we... By past fuel and present flame, life marches, my brothers and sisters. The time has come to light the...
Go get the sacred flame. Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff. You're over halfway. Keep it up. Impressive. Just one more to go. Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead. Great! All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave. Almost there. The cave is just up ahead. The abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first. There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Woohoo! We've lit up the final altar! That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years.
Paimon can tell. He's huge. Let's tread carefully. We don't want to wake him up.
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony. Please use the power of the sacred flame.
There's no need this time.
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich! What is the meaning of this?
Is that a beastly rift?
Chief Huayna, Elder Trinidad, this is about to get a little dangerous. You should
What do you think you're doing?
solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to pieces by rift hounds?
No, stop! We can't let that happen!
Foolish Locust! Ugh, can't you see? We're trying to shove your Locust King into the beastly rift!
But
I'm sorry, Chief Huayna and Elder Trinidad. This is the...
can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination. Okay, I see what this is. You've been in cahoots.
Ugh, you imbecile! What have you done?
Oh no! The device is destroyed!
You forced my hand. I had no...
Elder Trinidad! What are you...
No! The Mountain King is waking up! He will cause even more...
Everyone, out! Now!
Oh, it seems there's only one way to awaken... Take me, oh Mountain King! Take me as your next sacrifice!
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand.
As one with wind and cloud, wind strike.
Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. You can use those against him. Yeah, that's it. By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kongamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
Pretty eventful day yesterday, huh? Paimon wonders how things are doing now. Let's go ask the chief!
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns on much of his...
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask, is everyone in your tribe such a risk-taker? First Kinich?
We're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown. He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. Something After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. We don't understand the mechanism behind it. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding out, while also preventing further abyssal energy from... We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred flame. Similar to the way burned... I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never thrown the Mountain King directly into the...
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable. No longer will we need...
Wow. That's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's ceremony was a Turnfire night because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appears in our ancient legends. And that fire is what saved the Mountain King.
Whoa! So that was the real Turnfire?
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever known the Turnfire as a concept in our legends. If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name. He is in the Mountain King's cave.
So Kinich then. Why don't we go see how he's doing?
Hey yourselves. You two doing okay?
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death when you rushed into the fire.
Sorry. I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get burned alive.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to make the almighty Dragon Lord...
The sacred flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power. It's not as if I was fighting the Pyro...
Kinich, when you went into the flames,
Intending to what?
To, do...
Sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on keeping the Mountain King alive, but now I'm curious. What made you think?
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the king last. And Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange, right? So, Paimon thought you decided to...
So you've heard that rumor too. I'm afraid I can't say for sure. What happened yesterday was a first for me, too.
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably no one in the world who does.
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the Mountain King summoned it.
The Mountain King? Then, what price did he pay?
The core meaning of price is not atonement or compensation, but what you're willing to give up in order to obtain what... It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end, the Mountain King chose the latter option. For Burkina and for the...
Alright, so how is the Mountain...
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot in his territory. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with. Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he didn't respond.
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly lost its mind. Its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power of the Abyss. But time has been less kind to its soul. It was ground to a pulp long ago.
But we saw him come back to his senses yet.
That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked. As you humans would say, it went...
Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. Paimon bets the Mountain King has finally let go of the tragedies of the past now, and is focusing on... That's why he doesn't have time to chat with us. He's too busy thinking about...
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for us, remember?
But he ended up being completely useless. It's not a fair trade if you...
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless. Besides, we're friends now. You don't know us anything.
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. I can't in good... So, promise me. If you need anything in the future, you'll come to me. For you, I'll do...
So, in the end, only...
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. First Nana, then my dad.
Pony, it'll be okay. Your dad will get better.
Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face. But it was... Huh?
Now hold your horses, kiddo. If you promise not to fight, Uncle Sanko... Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrows burned off by the Turnfire. All right, I'll just get to the point. Do you know what Uncle Sanka loves the most?
What?
Your extreme sports.
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. I believe you call it It's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the courage it took to make the jump impressed the heck out of me. So,
Oh, such a nice friend.
of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got captured by a powerful foe, so we had to part ways for a while. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned, scolded, and nearly given away as a gift. Oh, it was so humiliating. A horrible... Why does Uncle Sanka always have to suffer, I thought. So I feel your pain, but in the end, I made it through, and I left all of those painful memories in the past. I even managed to
Is that it?
The moral of the story is to look forward in life, right? Yeah, we've heard that one millions of times.
Very smart, Huni, but not quite smart enough. What I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with my friend, I found her injuries were all healed, but she really missed her family. So, I thought she's right behind you.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not falling for that one again. Huh?